I'm drawing you the present moment. In this present moment, there is you, this body. Let there be trees, stumps, bushes, birds, a cloud, a sun. Me and this world. How do you perceive reality? Now we're going to write this present moment. The moment. There is you and there is this world. But the thing is that the present moment, it cannot be separated from you in any way, ever. You cannot suddenly be out of the present moment. You will always be in the present moment. So your body cannot exist apart from the present moment. And the moment cannot exist apart from you. Of course, you can say that maybe I will die and the moment will remain, but there will be no one to record it. So it's all imagination. We're talking specifically about your experience. Neither you can be without the present moment, nor the present moment can be without you. We've painted the present moment. Like some trees, like you're in nature. It's all a still frame, a single picture of the whole. You and the present moment are together. In this present moment, you have the thought, I am the body in your mind. When you have this thought, I am the body in your mind, accordingly, you perceive the present moment as if from the body. So there's someone I am, is perceiving this world. Like this, I look at the birds, I look at the trees, I look at the grass. I am the body, I look here and there. When we were born with you, when there was no thought in our mind that we are a body, that we are a boy, a girl, we perceived the world directly. So we had an arrow both ways, because the arrow goes both ways only when there is no thought, I perceive. When there is no I perceive thought, that is, there is no I-body thought, you automatically become one with this moment here and now. That is, you automatically become life. Perception goes kind of both ways. Look, when I tell you, and not only me, many gurus tell you, for example, pay attention to the top of the trees. And when your attention is looking at the top of the trees, and when you are told, pay attention to the attention itself, this attention starts to look at itself and it closes. In that moment, there is no perceiver of the perceived. It doesn't exist, there is just the present moment. The very idea of I am the body is what separates you from the world. So the separation is precisely because of the thought, I am the body. As soon as the thought, I am this body appears in the mind, two things appear, you and this terrible world. So the separation happens right here in the mind, which is the thought that you are a body, and that's, here we can't do anything with you, we can't bring any information here. So such a person goes to all satsangs and asks the master, what can I do? How do I enlighten? Different masters say different things, point to different things. But the problem is that the person thinks that in order to enlighten and awaken, he has to understand something here. You need to understand something here to put some new theory, some new idea into your head, and then you will be enlightened and awaken. But really, you just have to do zero right here to quiet your mind. It is the thought, I am the body. I am somebody, it's the thought right here in your head that leads you away from this two-sided perception to both sides. That is to this unity. It's the thought, I am the body, that makes the arrow only go one way. That is like I perceive this world. When there is no thought here, the arrow goes both ways automatically. So it kind of collapses. There is no one who is looking at something. There is just the present moment right here. And all you have to do is to make silence here. You don't even have to realize anything that will give you the understanding that you are not a body. It just has to be quiet in general. This is how to get out of this room. There should be silence here. But the thing is, when you're in an empty mind, a lot of people say, so what? I'm sitting there, what am I going to do there? There's nothing there, it's empty. And the mind immediately starts to spin something here again, to solve some problems on awakening. It starts to lead you around the so-sangs again. And it starts to get messy again. But when you make your mind quiet, that's not all. Why are the awakened called blessed? Why are you love? What is it anyway if there is silence in the mind and nothing is there? Nothingness, emptiness. The thing is, there's the mind, and there's your soul, your spirit, your heart. Whatever you want to call it. Heart, soul, spirit, love. There's a point between your mind, your chatterbox in your head, and your heart. There's a point. That point is called nothing. When it's right there, it gets quiet. You start to feel your heart. And this heart of yours is love. But of course you feel this heart not in your chest but everywhere. Because remember that if there is no I someone here, then perception goes both ways, i.e. it collapses. There is no I who is looking at something. There is just this moment, and it is love. Many people achieve silence of the mind, but this point of nothingness, they get scared, sad, lonely there, and they come back to the mind again. But who stays longer in this point of nothingness suddenly realizes that he is love? To feel love, you don't have to do anything. Right here in the mind, you don't have to do anything. No thought, you don't have to strive for anything to make it happen. You just have to quiet your mind and just be at one with this present moment. It is the mind that separates you from the present moment. It is the mind. The I someone thought that separates you from this world. And there it is, the dream. The dream is that your brain, your head, in your mind, is the thought I someone. And you don't have to do anything with that thought. You don't have to have it. You don't have to change your mind. You just have to make it quiet. You just have to make it empty. So that only perception remains. And when there is silence, perception will go both ways. That is attention on attention itself. And the world collapses. There is no one who perceives the world. There are no two. There is this world. And in this unity, a huge, huge love is born in you. Between the head and the heart, a point of nothingness, a point of emptiness of mind, silence of the mind. And what does it say? That when you discover this, you really appreciate the stillness and the peace. Because it's the stillness and the peace that allows you to feel love. The mind will remain, but it will serve your heart. What is happening now is that people are all in their heads. They have whirlwinds of thoughts and they do not feel their heart at all. They think that in order to feel happy, you have to do something, you have to solve a problem, you have to buy something, you have to acquire something, you have to do something to yourself. But in fact, you just need to give up all thoughts that you need to do something with yourself and be in silence. All you need is silence in your head. That's it. Nothing else. It only seems that you have to learn something, comprehend something unbelievable, and then that something will happen. You have to give up searching, give up everything, just be in silence. That's where it should be empty. Sleep and this illusion of separation, it is only in your head, nowhere else. And everything is love. And you perceive this world through sensation, through feeling. This unity through feeling, and you begin not to name objects, but to feel them. Not to relate to people, but to feel them. Not to relate to situations, but to feel them. When you feel, you live everything here and now, and nothing is saved for tomorrow. Nothing is put aside in memory. There is always happiness, peace, and tranquility in the present moment. Problems are only in the head. We suffer only in the head. If there is silence, there is no suffering.